Person is dead. 2 others hurt after a shooting at the fashion outlets of Chicago and Rosemont.
The shots were fired in the mall earlier this evening, causing patrons to flee for safety.
We do have team coverage and reaction tonight. Let's start with WGN's Brona Tumulty. She's live at the scene with the latest. Brona?
Good evening, guys. Yeah, police held a press conference here in the last 30 minutes or so. They tell us at least 2 people were shot, a man in his 20s and a teenage girl. The man in his 20s has since passed away. The 15-year-old girl was shot in the wrist. She is still in the hospital and said to be in stable condition. Now, per police, witnesses say there was a 3rd gunshot victim as well. That is still under investigation. But police do tell us they are looking right now for 2 suspects who seemingly fled the mall in a red vehicle. They are reviewing surveillance. They are talking to witnesses right now about that. They did tell us as well that this does seem to be an isolated incident tonight, not an active shooter situation, but still a very scary situation for those who are at the mall trying to enjoy a Friday evening.
We ran out here and we've been here and we saw a bunch of cops go inside with like huge guns, and there was a guy taken out on a stretcher, like completely I think it was his arm that was shot.
That's Amin Mahmood, who was in the Forever 21 store with her sister when she says the workers started screaming that there'd been a shooting and took them to a back room, but then they saw an open door and ran outside. She mentioned cops with long guns, and this was exactly the scene inside of the mall. This video was shot by a man named Stringer Harris, who was there when the sirens started going off.
But again, I'm at the Rosemont Mall.
He says he heard the shooting on the level beneath them and believes it all happened near the food court. He says people were running, crying, crouching down and hiding, but there's one image in particular that stood out to him.
As I walked by, there was a stroller turned over, and you seen a little girl bottle just laying next to the stroller. So that just tells you the totality of the incident that transpired and how quickly things can happen. It can go from 0 to 60, and that's what happened tonight.
Now, we also spoke with a lot of people who were in the mall at the time this all happened, including children. A 12-year-old boy telling us he was so scared when his dad came up and said, "Run, there is somebody shooting inside of the mall." We're told right now that the mall is undergoing a thorough search at the moment. It will, of course, be closed for the foreseeable future. If you are still here tonight and trying to reunite with family members, there is a reunification site over at the Caddy Shack. That is where people are being directed to. Again, at least 2 people shot tonight, a man in his 20s fatally wounded, a teenage girl, a 15-year-old shot in the wrist, remains in the hospital, and police are seeking at least 2 suspects following this shooting. We're live tonight at Rosemont Mall. Brona Tumulty, WGN News.
Brona, and for the shoppers and workers inside that mall at the time of the shooting, a very frightening situation.
Our Mike Lowe joining us with that part of the story. A mom, her son, a store employee who helped them find his safety when the gunshots started. Mike?
Patrick and Micah, good evening to both of you. Everyone who was around this shooting when it all unfolded surely has a heart-pounding story of what they heard, what they saw, and how they eventually got out of harm's way. Tonight, we spoke with a mother and her son who say they are thankful for the selfless actions of a store employee who got a number of people to safety. Jennifer Dwyer and her 14-year-old son, Aiden, were shopping at the Columbia Outdoor Sportswear store on the 1st floor of the mall.
And we were just getting ready to walk out, and we heard like pop, 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 like 6, 7 gunshots.
It was terrifying. I mean, I've never heard anything like it.
It was about 7 o'clock, and Columbia store employee Jocelyn, who asked us not to use her last name, was helping customers.
We heard a couple rounds, and I grabbed everyone. I was like, everyone to the back, now.
She corralled Jennifer and Aiden and moved them to safety into the back of the store.
And I'm just thankful for like the managers and the workers that they had such reflexes to get us back there that quick.
You know, it's like a thing you have to do, like making sure other people are okay, like whoever was left in the store.
In the aftermath of the shooting, police and emergency responders swarmed the mall, and SWAT units went store by store to secure the property. Hours later, at the mall entrance, employees and shoppers huddled, trying to get a hold of loved ones on the phone, waiting for parking lots to reopen and parents to arrive. With the help of Jocelyn, Jennifer and Aiden Dwyer survived the frightening ordeal together.
You know, you just feel blessed that you weren't closer to where it happened.
And Jocelyn told us hours later that she was still too shaken to drive home. She said she needed to take a little while to take a deep breath and calm her nerves after her brush with danger. It is just one example of how real people are traumatized by these deeply unsettling, violent situations. Reporting live tonight in Rosemont, Mike Lowe, WGN News.
Indeed, Mike.